land your first client in the next 7 days, not in the next month or the next year, then this is the video for you. I'm gonna break down everything that you need to do in the next 7 days, day by day, with actionable steps that you can execute on. And if you do that, you'll make some money and you might even change your life in the process. So let's get straight into it. Realistically speaking, if you just follow this and you just take action on this, even if you just do the day by day, just do a little bit each day, I promise you'll make massive progress. I have taught this to hundreds of people, and the same methods I'm about to teach you are the same methods that took me from working at Holland & Barrett, stocking shelves, hating my life, addicted to smoking weed, to making $15,000 per month, moving out of the UK, traveling the world, and doing this all through one website. There's so many businesses you could pick from, but this is the easiest business to make money online in 2025. I'm telling you, it's easy. Just trust me on this. I won't waste your time. This whole channel is about making freelancing easy, but really it's about making money online easy. So let's get straight into it. Day one, we're gonna go through the basics. Why Upwork? We're gonna pick a skill and we're gonna get the account set up. If you just execute on this day alone, that's good enough. Then come back the next day and do it. I don't care about the views. I don't care about the watch time, the engagement. I just want you to actually take action because I know how it feels to procrastinate ultimately. I've been there. We'll do day one. Then in day two, we're gonna do some research. Super easy, less than 30 minutes a day. Easy work. Then in day three, we're gonna build a killer profile. Then in day four, we're gonna send some proposals. Then in day five, we're gonna try and get paid. On day 6 and 7, we're gonna do service delivery and we're gonna do goals, scaling, automating. Guys, most important, don't overthink this. It's actually so easy. If we just execute and we compartmentalize our brain and just do a little bit each day, we're gonna make massive progress. So let's get into day one. Again, if you just watch this, that's good enough, okay? So why are we picking Upwork and freelancing as the business model? Because realistically speaking, there's many different businesses we could pick from. We could do drop shipping, we could do AI, we could do crypto. I've had my hand in many of these businesses. The reason I suggest freelancing and Upwork and why I've dedicated this channel to this particular subject, because it actually works as a complete beginner. Trust me, if I wanted to get more YouTube views and I wanted to make more money, I would do AI or I would do crypto like I did before. But realistically speaking, as a beginner, this is the easiest way to get started and the easiest way to get from 0 to 5 to 10 to 15K per month. And the reason for that is because Upwork paid out $4 billion last year to freelancers. The average person on Upwork is making over $4,000 a month, completely location free, time free, financially free. And on top of that, it's the easiest as a beginner because the clients are the ones asking for help. You don't need to do cold calling or cold emailing or go in person. They're literally saying like, I need help with this. And then you just need to position yourself and say, I can do that. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in this video. Okay, this works. I even helped recently a complete beginner go from 0 to $3,000 per month in 7 days. So you can do this too. There's some things I can't say on YouTube about the person that I helped, but like if we ever jump on a call, like if you ever want to join the one-to-one mentorship and you want me to work with you one-on-one, I'll tell you the story. It's actually insane. But anyway, we'll get straight into it. Day one, let's talk about the pre-flight checklist. First and foremost, you're going to need a laptop or a computer. You can do this on your phone, but realistically speaking, you're just gonna make your life way harder. So just get a laptop. I built my first business from 0 to $15,000 per month with my dad's Acer laptop that barely even worked. So it doesn't need to be perfect, okay? Don't overthink this. The next thing you're gonna need is $100 to $300 in connects. Now you may say, oh, that's $100, $300. Name me another business model that costs that little per month that actually can make you a lot of money. Go ahead. All of these other businesses cost way more money. There's way more risk. Very unlikely that this will go to waste. And you can actually do this completely for free. And I'm going to show you how to do that as part of the video too. But if you want to just make this happen really quickly, then I would suggest you have about $100 to $300. Just trust me on this. And I want you to commit to 1 to 2 hours of daily commitments. And to realistically speaking, you could do about 40 minutes a day. If you can commit to 1 to 2 hours a day, I think you'll make massive progress, and you'll make more progress in this week than you probably have in the last 30 days, 6 months, even, years, okay? The first thing we need to do is pick a skill. Now, I don't even want to dedicate a massive amount of time to this because it doesn't really matter because we can change the skill at any time. But if you're a complete beginner, rule of thumb, do social media management or video editing. If you already have a skill, then do that. If you're already a developer, if you're already an accountant, just do that. If you don't know what to do and you don't want to pick social media management, then just think, what skills have I offered in the past? Like, have I ever offered Facebook ads? Have I ever offered Google Sheet help? Whatever it may be. If you're good at something, then you will use that as the skill. But if it's a complete beginner, just use social media management. I just think it's the easiest to get started with, in my opinion. Next, we need to get into to account setup, okay? So I've made an entire dedicated video. I'm gonna overlay this video right now so that you can literally just follow step by step and make your account. If you already got an account on Upwork and you've already kind of, a few steps ahead, then literally just skip to the next timestamp and, we'll get straight into day 2, okay? But literally, again, if you do nothing else today, just do this. Just follow these steps for day 1. Come back tomorrow. I don't care about the watch time. You don't have to like my video. I just want you to make progress, okay? I fuck with you. I like you as a person. And when I make these videos, I make it for the procrastinating, smoking weed, low energy, not sure what to do person that I used to be. So please just take action on day 1 and I'll see you in day 2. I got you. We can do this, okay? First of all, we're going to head over to upwork.com. We're going to head over to the top right-hand corner and click sign up. We're going to pick I'm a freelancer looking for work. And then we're just going to put in our name. So for me, it would be Ryan. I put my surname in. Then you can put like an email in. So I'm just going to put like a random email in. And then we'll pick a random password, right? So now obviously make sure that your country is correct. You shouldn't be using a VPN while signing up for Upwork. So just use the country that you're actually in. Like right now I'm in Thailand. So I'm just going to click Thailand, create an account. And then it's basically going to send you to this next page. And on this next page, it's going to prompt you to go into your email, and I'll actually show you what that looks like. So yeah, as you can see, verify via email to continue. So I actually already did this prior to to starting this video. So you're going to get an email that looks like this. Verify your email address to complete registration. You're going to click it. And then from there, what's going to basically pop up is you're going to have something that looks a bit like this. Hey Ryan, ready for your next big opportunity. And this is basically where we're going to sign up. It doesn't take that long. And I'm actually going to show you a few things that you don't want to miss essentially. So just keep an eye out. So number 1, for this first question, we're going to pick I am an expert. This honestly doesn't matter, but you can just pick I am an expert. To my main income, to earn my main income. Then you're going to tick all 3 of these. Again, not that important in the grand scheme of things. I'll show you the things that are more important. Now we're going to fill this out manually. Now you can just import your LinkedIn, to be honest, and that will save you a bunch of time. But for a lot of you, you probably don't have that. So we'll just do it fill out manually for the sake of the video. Now here you're going to pick your skill. Now, if you already have a skill, then just put the skill that you're already in. But if you are like concerned about maybe it not going through immediately, or there's some problems, or maybe you want to pick something kind of as a test for now and then maybe change it later, then you can do that. What I would do, just so that you 100% get approved and then you can just change it at a later date, is put like admin, entry, data entry and transcription services. You can add your skills, data entry, general, Google Sheets, doesn't matter. And again, like if you already have a skill, then just pick that skill and put the skills that are relevant to it. Your professional title. So for this one, we're going to put admin assistant for businesses. Ignore my spelling. Add experiences. So you can just add your experiences here. So like if you had a job, just put your job. If you don't have one and you just want to like put something here, you could put like the name of the business that you're going to be starting with Upwork. So for example, with my students, I always say like, what's your initials, right? So for me, it'd be RR. So I'll put like RR Media in this company section here. And then for title, I'll put project manager. And you can see it pops up. So you can stick it. Location, again, for me, it'd be Thailand. For you, it might be somewhere else. You can tick I am currently working in this role. And then I always just put like May 2023. Next, add your education. Again, if you have education, great. If you don't, no need to lie, but everybody probably has some form of education. So just fill in this. Like for example, mine might be like Leicester, right? And then I might type in like marketing. I don't know if it will come up with something like this. Let's see. Admin, Bachelor of Administration. Okay, cool. Field of study, doesn't matter. Again, for this, you can just put admin, public administration. Honestly, this doesn't matter because you're just going to change it at a later date anyway. Just put this so that it kind of makes sense. It's not important, honestly. This isn't something that that's going to affect you from getting your account set up. Then put your English level. Like for me, it's native bilingual. For you, you should probably put native and bilingual as well, if you're watching this video. And then any other languages, like if you speak, I don't know, Arabic, then put Arabic, right? Now for overview, you can just write something shortly out, but to be honest, like I would just use ChatGPT. So for me, if I just pull up ChatGPT on here, make me a profile description for Upwork, for admin role. I need it for my new Upwork profile, right? And it's just going to give me like something short or simple that I can just throw in there. If you're wondering how I just pulled it up like this, you can set up a shortcut on ChatGPT. For me, it's Command O, and then that way you don't have to always go into the app to do it. I'm just going to copy this. That'll do. See, I'm not even bothered about that last part. It honestly doesn't matter. We're just going to change all this later anyway. For hourly rate, I just tell everybody to put 15. It's always worked for me. It's always worked for everybody else. So now here, you're going to put your date of birth. So for me, I'll just put like a random date of birth. I'll actually put my real birth year though, 1996, right? And then you put like your address in, and then upload a picture of yourself. Now the picture sometimes throws people off for some reason. All you need is a picture from like shoulder width up, and you'll pretty much get approved, pretty much guaranteed. Sometimes it will like reject it, or it'll say the file is too small. The easiest way to do this to make it not difficult is just take your picture with your phone. You can always change it at a later date. Then put your phone number in, do the verification, and that's it. You're done. Like you've got click one more step to apply, and you should get approved immediately. The worst two things that are going to happen in this situation is that they're either going to say, hey, you're restricted, and then you just need to do some more KYC, which means know your customer. You just need to put your passport details in, your ID, things like that. But most of the time, you'll just get approved immediately. It's quite rare when I work with people, for example, and I help them set up their first account, that they have any issues. But it's honestly that simple. Welcome to day 2. In day 2, what we're going to do is we're going to do research. We're going to find the top profiles, copy them, and steal their profile basically, and then we can just emulate their success. Because there's people on Upwork that have made millions and millions of dollars, and I'm just going to quickly show you the basics, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a full 12-minute video, every single step that you need to take, and I'm even going to show you a video of how I walked through my new student on exactly what he needed to take. So it's almost like I'm mentoring you one-on-one. So you're going to enjoy this, okay? I'm going to link this video basically. To actually show you what I mean, if we go to Upwork, if we type in social media manager in the top right-hand corner search bar, right? And then we filter by talent. As you can see these are just like random profiles, and Upwork deliberately hides the top profiles. So to find them, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down, go to earned amount, go to 10K plus, and then we're actually going to click in the URL. So like the little search bar at the top of your screen in your browser, and add an extra 0. This is going to filter the top profiles in our space that have made over 100K. And you can do this for any skill, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be social media management. It can be any skill. And if we put an extra 0, by the way, guess what? The profiles that have made over $1 million. So there's people on Upwork making millions of dollars, guys, like $4.8 billion. How many millions go into 4.8 billion? You know what I mean? Or 4 billion, or whatever. You get my point. We're going to get a list of the top profiles here, and we're going to copy them. But to illustrate this video better and to give you like so much value and like super drop like mad knowledge on you, I'm actually going to overlay this video onto the screen in a second so that you can watch a Loom video that I recorded for one of my students on exactly what you need to do to basically research the top profiles and also research the top proposal style in your skill and in your niche. And by doing that, we'll be massively far ahead. Watch that video and I'll see you in day 3. Hey brother, what's up? Hope you're doing well. So in this video, I want to basically give you something to do from now till Monday. And this is going to make us like super far ahead for our first call on Monday. Okay. So first of all, congratulations on joining the mentorship. Congratulations on that. But let's get started. So if we want to land full stack engineering based clients, right, we need to first do a few things. Number one, we want to know what the marketplace is saying. So we want to see like the scope of all of the potential competitors, let's say, right? So we want to find all the best competitors, and we also want to find out what they're doing. Like, what's their proposal? How are they getting clients? How are they reaching out? What's their like style, right? We don't want to reinvent the wheel here. People often come into Upwork and they'll just like try and get like really fancy. No, what we're going to do is we're just going to copy what other people are doing and just make it a bit better, okay? And stand out a little bit with a bit of personalization. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to do some market research. Now, I could just do this for you, which I'm going to actually do, and I'm going to put some of the best profiles in the description of this Loom video for you. But what I'm going to do is I want to show you how to fish, right? So watch this, and this will give you some context on how to actually do some research. So first and foremost, we're going to come in and we're going to look up full stack developer, right? What I like to do is I like to tick top rated and top rated plus, and then I'll scroll down and I'll go to earned amount and put 10K. Now this will actually give you some good results, but what we can do is we can go into the URL, scroll all the way to like here, right here. You see how it says 10,000, right? That's the filter for the 10,000. But if we just add an extra zero here, we're actually going to get only 100K plus people. So now you can see like 1 million, 500K. Like for example, we could do the same thing by just changing this number to 200,000 or 1 million only, right? But now we can see like the top profiles, and Upwork doesn't automatically filter this. It's a little hack, okay? All we're going to do then is just look at these profiles and try and understand like, well, what is it that these guys are doing that makes them so good? So this guy's made $1 million, right? And realistically speaking, $1 million on $50 an hour, it's pretty hard. So you must have a really good profile, right? So let's actually have a look at it. Okay, so this is his title. This is his description. He's got a really good profile picture, very professional. He's verified. He's got job success score and top rated plus. These are things that will just come with time, right? Like we need to have reviews and stuff like that before we can get those. Okay, so he's got a consultation. That's something to look at. Has he got any certifications? No. He's got education and employment history. Often what you'll find is with people that have made a lot of money on Upwork is they kind of ignore this stuff, which is fair enough. But in the beginning, we want to make our profile as beefy as possible, right? Skills. So maybe we can copy some of these skills, like for full stack development, like Python, Node.js, React. Maybe we could even throw in some AI stuff in here as well, JavaScript, whatever. This is his portfolio section. Maybe there's something that we can learn from here. And we're just going to make our own versions of these, right? Based on the experience that we have, or just, kind of, bullshit a little bit. Okay. Cool. So this is one example, right? I'll put this guy in the description of this Loom video. Okay. There's another guy, AI, ML engineer. Okay. This guy's from Ethiopia. Okay, cool. So we can see some stuff here. Now he's got way more skills. So maybe we want to copy some of these skills, right? He's got a lot of testimonials as well. This is something that we should talk about, and I'm going to show you in a second. So we're just going to go through and we're just going to look at some of the best people, see what they're doing. And then from there, we can look at all of the profiles and get a much better picture of what the best people are doing. Like this guy, he has like a cool little green thing. This is edited, but this stands out. Right? Like that's cool. That might be one of the reasons he's doing well. And he's got testimonials. We're starting to see some commonalities here, right? Portfolio, skills. He's got some certifications. Maybe we can get some of these and so on, right? And he's got consultation. Cool, right? And his consultation's cheap, like $15. And what I love about consultations is it's a quick 5-star review that boosts your profile up. That'll get you closer to 100% job success score. And it'll also get you top rated as well as top rated plus in the future. So that's the first thing you're going to do. I want you to go through. I'm going to give you all of these anyway, right? Because you're part of the mentorship. I'm just going to basically do it for you. But I want you to still go through, look at all of the top profiles. And then from there, I want you to play around with your profile and add some stuff to it. So like change your description so it kind of is similar to the way they do it. Change your title, change your profile picture. I'm going to show you how to do all of this on your call on Monday anyway, but I just wanted you to, from now till Monday, play around, get creative and get inspired, because first and foremost, there's loads of people that are making $1 million. Like, If your goal is to make 10K a month, that's nothing. People are making millions of dollars on Upwork. $4.8 billion was paid out on Upwork last year alone to freelancers. There's 500,000 plus clients that have spent over $5,000 each on Upwork. There's so many potential clients. We only need to close one of them, really, in the grand scheme of things. I was even working with one of my new students who's doing Upwork, but for go-to-market strategies and sales. And there's one guy who's one of the best profiles on Upwork for his niche, and he has one client, and it's made him 100K in the last few months, right? So it's you only really need one client. But yeah, go through these and find the best profiles. That's the first thing I want you to do. The second thing I want you to do is, once you've done all of this, I want you to make a client account. So you can come in here, click here, go to settings and make a client account if you don't already have one, because you got a freelancer account and a client account. And what I want you to do is I want you to put out a fake job on Upwork for a realistic full stack developer role, right? The easiest way to do this is to just go on jobs and look at some full stack development jobs that are currently out, right? We could, look at ones that we can even filter here and say the ones for 5K plus, right? Okay, cool. Full work requirement module. This isn't a very good example. Maybe this one's looking a bit better. Yeah, so something like this, right? No agencies. As you can see, I bet a lot of people have applied to this. Yeah, 15 to 20 people have applied, right? And it only came out yesterday. We want to put out a super realistic fake job. What this is going to do is it's going to mean that loads of freelancers are going to apply to it. And what we're going to be able to do from that is we're going to see their best proposals. We're going to be able to see the best proposals they have, the way that they do their outreach, what examples do they show. And then from there, what we can do is we can copy the style of their proposal type, see what's converting, and also, more importantly, get a lay of the land in terms of your competition. And I can almost guarantee you that you'll be really excited when you do this, because what you'll find is that most of the people on Upwork are borderline retarded, right? Most people on Upwork don't take it seriously. They don't use any personalization. They don't put 100% effort in. And because of that, you'll find that it's actually really easy. If you just put a little bit of effort in, it's really easy to land clients, especially in niches things like social media management. People are sending copy paste, ChatGPT messages, and it's awful. Sending links that don't work, right? Just doing full automation. And there is a rise of automations on Upwork. I get a lot of these automation companies reaching out to me, trying to pay me thousands of dollars to promote on YouTube, which I'm not doing because I don't care about the money. But it's there, right? It's starting to take over Upwork a little bit. But if we're personalized, we're going to stand out really well. So put out a fake job on Upwork. Don't worry about it being perfect. We're going to look at it on Monday, and we'll even put another one out just to see if we can get some more people to apply and see what other people are doing. Okay, we can, and I want you to invite all of the big, the best profiles that you find from the first step. So if you just do those two things before Monday, you're going to be massively ahead. You're going to feel more confident about the lay of the land in your competitors. You're going to know exactly what people are doing to get clients on Upwork already. You're going to see who are the best profiles and what your competitors are doing. And you're going to have unlimited examples of stuff that you can use on your profile and things that you can twist on your profile to give you a unique edge. Okay? Everything else that we're going to do, which is a lot, we're going to do on Monday. And we're going to go back and forth on Telegram, as I've already explained. But yeah, first of all, again, congratulations for joining the mentorship program. I just wanted to send this over just so we can hit the ground running and we can do something by before Monday. But yeah, if you can execute on these things, do it. And if you get stuck at any point, don't be afraid. Message me on Telegram. I'm active. You're pinned to the top of my Telegram now. So I'm here to help you, okay? But yeah, Speak soon, man. Okay, so it's day 3. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to finish up the profile. At this point, you will have went through day 2 and you will have found like, the top profiles, maybe the top proposals, and just in general, you have a much better understanding of like, what is a good profile and what can I copy from the top profiles in my space? And to be honest, I do just want you to do that. I want you to copy the best title, copy the best description, look at the portfolio section and fill that out for yourself as well. And then do the same for like other experiences and all the other stuff. Just copy the best profiles. Same for the video introduction, everything, okay? But there's 3 commandments that I want you to follow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay a 12-minute video here that's going to show you how I took somebody didn't have a great profile and we implemented these things and we made $60,000. So this works, right? This SEO hacking part works and it's going to make the profile so much better. The first thing is to get 100% completion on your profile. The second thing is to get a bunch of free testimonials on your profile too. And the third thing is to basically hack the Upwork algorithm by keyword ranking for the top keywords in your skill or niche. So to show you how to do this, I'm gonna show you that 12-minute video now, and then I will see you in day 4. I helped Harrison get to over $10,000 per month, and now he's made a total of over $60,000 on Upwork. And the crazy thing is, all he had to do was just hack the Upwork algorithm. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how that works and how you can do the same for your profile. And the best thing is, it only takes about 10 minutes to do so. So for us to hack the Upwork algorithm and kind of maximize it, we need to work within these 3 layers. So these 3 layers are as follows. Number 1, they're called the Big 4. The second one is SEO Maxxing, right? Like looks maxing, SEO Maxxing. And the third is basically getting free social proof. Now, the first one, you've probably heard a little bit about, but the second and third, I can almost guarantee that you haven't done on your profile. And this is where most of the magic happens. But first, we'll cover the Big 4, but then immediately we'll get straight into the SEO Maxxing and so on. So just stick around for that because it's really important. So when I talk about the Big 4, what I'm referring to is the 4 main things that your client is going to see when they go on your profile. These things are your profile picture, your title, your name, as well as the badges that you have associated with your profile. And we need to maximize these first before moving on to like SEO and also testimonials and social proof, okay? So the first one is profile picture. Now, you just need it to be professional and you need to smile. A lot of people have this weird notion about not smiling in the profile pictures because they think that that's professional. People buy from who they like ultimately. So I want you to smile and I'm going to give you a free tool. I'll put it in the description. It's just on Canva. It's completely free and it'll help you make really good profile pictures that stand out. So you can change the background. You can basically edit your picture a little bit as well with AI and it'll just overall help you make a better profile picture. One thing you'll notice is the best profiles, they have a good background and something that stands out. And you'll see this across every single niche on Upwork and pretty much every single freelancing site. So look, for example, with Harrison, like I said, he's made over $60,000 on Upwork. His profile picture, if we look at it, as you can see, purple background, white kind of overlay, and he's actually went for like a more gray and white. Now this won't work for people obviously that have maybe like a darker skin complexion, but you can play around with it. You could make the background green, for example, or yellow or orange. It's up to you. You can use that free resource that I gave you on Canva to do so. Now, the second part of the Big 4 is changing your name. So most of you won't have this issue, but if you have like a longer name, like for example, if your name is Jatinder, right, in this example, you can just change it to J. And I've actually found that this matters on Upwork because ultimately people just, I don't know what the reason is. Maybe it's like a little bit of racism or whatever. I don't know what it is, but ultimately we're just trying to make money here. It's maybe a little bit controversial, but we just want to max out our SEO and we just want to max out the profile and make as much money as possible. So if you can make your name easier to say, people respond. Like imagine your perspective from a client. If I have to say, hey, Jatinder, or if I could just be like, yo, Jay, right? Makes your life easier. And I think sometimes when people are on calls with people that have long names, it's a bit confusing. Most of you won't even have this issue, but I just wanted to include it because it's something that I've noticed. And it is something that I do get some of my students that have longer names to change. So just keep that in mind. Now, the third part of the Big 4 is basically changing the title. Now, this is really easy, and I'm just going to give you like a really easy way to do this. All you're going to do is find the top 5 profiles in your niche. You can do that by simply come into the search bar, type in your niche. So let's use like video editing. And then you're going to filter by talent. And I've showed this on many videos. You can, watch another video if you want to, but I'll just show it here anyway. All we're going to do is we're going to click top rated and top rated plus, and then we're going to go down to earned amount 10K plus. Now we can take it from these. These are going to be fine to take from, but one extra step I would urge you to take is click on the URL, scroll to the right, and just add an extra 0 or even 2 zeros. Because what this is going to do is it's going to filter for the profiles that have over 100K earned. And if I put a second 0, obviously 1 million earned, right? For example, if I just put a second 0 here, you're going to see that, we've got people that have made over 1 million, 2 million, and so on, right? So yeah, that's just something I want you to do in your niche. I want you to find the best profiles, and then I just want you to take the titles for those. So like, for example, if I go back to the 100K, you've got expert video editor, YouTube growth specialist, high-end video editor, promo videos, okay, video editor, motion graphic design animator, writer and comedy focus. This one isn't really relevant. YouTube video editing expert. So we know that the keywords there are like video editing, and we're going to use this in the second part, by the way, but the video editing is important. Things like expert video editor, high-end video editor. And all we're going to do is take the top 5 profiles, and then we're just going to redesign the title from that list, essentially. And if you don't even want to do that, you can also just take all of the titles, throw it into ChatGPT, and just ask it to remake it while still keeping it professional and still while using some of the keywords from those titles. It's that simple. It's just something that you should do, and it will make a big difference, trust me. And the final part of the big 4, and again, don't worry, we're literally just about to go into like SEO maxing and getting some free reviews on the profile. But the final part of the big 4 is badges. Every single person can get at least 1 or 2 badges on their profile. The first one's really easy. We're just going to pay 35 connects to get verified on Upwork. You have to do this anyway, so you might as well just do it, and it's going to give you like a little verification badge similar to like on Twitter or whatever. So we're going to do that. That's the first badge. The second badge is bare minimum. You're going to get rising talent. And to get rising talent, all you need to do is have a 100% job success score or above 90%, and you need to have a fully complete profile. And that's, again, pretty easy for everybody. Now, if you want to get top rated, you need to be essentially 100% or above 90% job success score for 13 out of 16 weeks. And you need to have made at least $1,000. So for many freelancers watching this video, that's pretty easy for you. So just protect your profile and its job success score for 13 weeks, and you're going to get top rated. And when you get top rated, not only is it going to look good to to potential clients, but it's going to make a big difference when it comes to getting invitations and kind of inbound leads for your niche. Trust me, it goes crazy once you're top rated. And it's the same for top rated plus and so on. So yeah, as you can see with Harrison's profile, he's top rated plus, right? So he gets a lot of inbound leads. Now, this does take some time to get to, but it does make a big difference. And at the very least, we can just put the badge of verification, like this one right here. And there's also available now, but I wouldn't urge you to do that because it costs money and it's just not important. But now we get to move on to the juicy stuff. We're going to be talking about SEO maxing. Just like looks maxing, we're going to max out the SEO on our profile. And this is actually really cool. It doesn't take too long, but it makes a big difference. And it's kind of crazy that like a lot of people don't do this and a lot of people haven't heard of this. Ultimately, our goal when it comes to Upwork is to rank as hard as possible and as high as possible for our niche SEO keywords, okay? So if I'm in social media management, I want to rank as high as possible for social media management. If I'm video editing, I want to rank for video editing. If I'm in no code, vibe coding, I want to rank for vibe coding, for example. So to do this, all we're going to do is we're going to take those keywords that we found in the title from the big 4, and what we're going to do is we're going to take those keywords and put them all throughout the profile. And I mean everywhere, guys. We're going to put them in the title. We're going to put them in the description. We're going to even put them, if we can, layered within the testimonials section, which we're going to get into in a second. I even want you to put it in the portfolio description. And in the portfolio descriptions, I want you to put the skills of those keywords in the portfolio descriptions, in the other experiences section, in the employment history, literally everywhere you could possibly put it, even in the title of your video introduction on your profile. There's any way we can put these keywords on the profile, we want to do it. Just max it out as much as possible. And what you're going to find is it's going to rank you higher, because ultimately Upwork is just an SEO tool, a bit like Google, for example. So if we have a lot of these keywords in our profile, we're going to naturally rank a little bit higher. And I've seen this for people like Harrison, for example. With his, he has like Google ads. PPC is a big keyword in Google ads and paid advertising, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, things like that, paid traffic. Those keywords throughout the profile make a big difference in terms of your SEO. And this only takes 5-10 minutes to do, but it makes a big difference when it comes to SEO maxing. So do the big 4, then do your SEO maxing, because they kind of both flow into each other. Now, to tie it all together, we now need to get some free social proof and some testimonials. And I'm telling you, once you do this, this is where it like all comes together. If we do the big 4, the SEO maxing, and then we have free testimonials, this means that even if we have a completely brand new profile, we're still going to be able to max out our SEO and we're going to rank really high. And it's just going to look really good in general to potential clients. So it's really important that we do this. All we're going to do is we're going to basically get as many testimonials on our profile as possible. And these are completely free to get. You don't even have to have paid jobs to do this. As you can see with Harrison's profile, he's got like a bunch of these on his profile. And realistically speaking, clients don't know the difference between a job on Upwork and a testimonial. If you've never used Upwork before, they just kind of look the same. And ultimately, they just give you the social proof you need to either get your first few clients, or if you already have a great profile and a maxed out profile, this just gives you a more chunky profile that looks even better. Now, what you need is you need an aged LinkedIn account from a potential client, because what's going to happen is when you fill out the application on Upwork, Upwork's going to reach out to them and ask them to write a review on their behalf. And it can't be a brand new LinkedIn account. If you make a brand new LinkedIn account and think, okay, I'm going to make a brand new LinkedIn account, give myself a review, trust me, it doesn't work. I know it doesn't work. I'll leave it at that. Right? I've tried, right? It doesn't work, right? So you need real people with real LinkedIn accounts to give you a testimonial. Now, in my opinion, you can obviously get them to just write the testimonial. But if you want to make your life way easier and you make their life easier, just ask them before you fill it out and just say, look, like, if you want to, this is what I'd love for you to write, and just give them like a little template to write. That way, they don't have to do much thinking and they're more likely to fill it out. And you can do as many of these as you like. I've had students have like 10 of these, right? But let's try and aim for 3 maximum. Because if we do the big 4, then we do SEO maxing, and then we have like 3 or 4 really good testimonials on our profile. This is just like the easiest way for us to rank better and make our profile as optimized as possible. So we're in day 4. You've researched the best profiles, you've found the best profiles, you've copied them, you've even made your profile super good, and you've even SEO maxed it to the maximum it can be. If you've done all of those steps, we should have a really good profile now. And now we can actually start sending some proposals. This is where we start to land clients. This is where we start to get making money, right? This is where we start to get paid ultimately, right? So what I'm going to do in this video is explain like high level how it works. Because honestly, I could sit here for hours and hours and hours explaining to you the exact strategies that are working in October and November 2025 and just everything, right? I could be so specific, but what I want to do is I really want to give you like a high level overview here. And then I want to show you a full video, which is about 10 minutes long, everything you need to do to send personalized videos. So first and foremost, there's only 2 types of jobs on Upwork. There's jobs that have context and there's jobs that don't have context. The ones that have context are basically jobs where they've put their website, their Instagram, links to their social media outside of Upwork, right? If a job has those links and has the website or whatever, that's a job that has context. If a job doesn't have context, what this means is it doesn't have those things. It just has context on the job itself, like what they want, but it doesn't have like their website or their Instagram. And we're going to apply to those different jobs differently. For the jobs that don't have context, we're just going to ask for more context and we're going to try and provide as much value as possible. For the jobs that do have context, we're going to do a personalized Loom audit. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you in this 10-minute video exactly how to send these. And this works really, really well. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with this exact Loom strategy. So I think you'll get a lot of value out of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you on the screen and I'll see you in day 5. I use this simple faceless Loom video to close a $4,000 per month client on Upwork. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact framework on how to make these Loom videos, and I'm even going to show you a few examples so you can just pick the one that suits you best. This is the exact system that I used to get to $10,000 per month in 47 days after taking 3 years off from Upwork. And I currently use this exact same system for all of my students, and it's working really good even in 2025. This works, and best of all, it's super easy and super simple. So let's get straight into it. Okay guys, so at this point, I've literally sent thousands of proposals, and I've probably sent over 1,000 Loom video proposals. And there's kind of only 2 main types of Looms that you need to worry about. But before we get into that, what actually is a Loom and like how does it work? So a Loom video is basically just a screen recording that you're sending to the client. There's many different ways to do this. You can use different applications, but loom.com, which is the website, is the easiest to do it. In the past, you had to take the video and then make a link with it and then, transcribe it and connect the audio in the video. But now you can just click one button, record the video, and it's already done there as a shareable link. So it's really, really good. There are other sites for it, but Loom is the best ultimately. The reason this works really well is because it's hyper personalized. So when the client or the potential client sees this job application, they know, oh, this person's actually taken the time out of their day to give me something personalized, which is completely different to what 99% of people on Upwork actually do. For example, most people send copy-paste messages and no personalization when they're applying to jobs on Upwork. And because of this, it can allow us to kind of break through the noise and show a lot of authenticity and personalization ultimately. Okay, so now we know what it is and why it's important, but let me show you the 2 main types of proposals, because there really only is 2 core types of proposals in these Loom videos that you can send. So as I've mentioned, there are 2 different types of Looms that you can send on Upwork. And it's actually not about the Loom as much as it is the type of job that you're applying to. And what I mean by this is there's 2 types. There's either jobs that have context and there's jobs that don't have context. Let me say that again. There's jobs that have context and jobs that don't have context. Now, instead of me explaining all of the intricacies of what makes a job have context and what makes a job doesn't have context, I'm going to break it into kind of an easy 4-step criteria that you can follow. So for it to be a job that has context, it has to have one of these 4 things. Number 1, it needs to either have the name of the person in the job description. Okay, so the actual person that's making the job, their name needs to be in it. The second one is the name of the business. So if I can find the name of the business and I can look it up on Google, that would classify as a job that has context ultimately. The third would be, and most importantly, ultimately, ones where it has links in the job post. So things like social media links, website links, and so on. And then the fourth is just anything else that gives it any sort of context as to what the business is, who they are, and what their business is, right? Because once we know this, we're going to basically do the Loom slightly differently, and I'll get into that in a second. And an important note, you might be thinking, well, context, maybe that means how long it is. The length of the job post is irrelevant, right? Most people are using ChatGPT nowadays to just make a AI-generated long job description. So a lot of the time, it doesn't really matter. So don't look at the length of the job post as a factor in regards to whether or not it has context. It needs to hit those 4 things that we've just discussed. Mainly links in the description is the most important one for it to be a job that has context. And let me get into it a little bit more as to why that's important. And just so you know, 80% of the jobs that you apply to are going to be ones that don't have context, okay? So very simply, if there is links in the description of the job post to their social media, their website, or names of the business or whatever that we can find outside of Upwork, then that is a job that has context. But 80% of them won't be like this. But these are typically the best ones, but we'll get into that in a second. So now we know the difference between the 2. We know that the ones that have context are the ones with links, context, names of the business and so on. They're the ones that have context. And the ones that don't have them are the ones that don't have context, right? So we know the differences. Now let's talk about how to apply to each type. So firstly, for the ones that don't have context, since that's going to be the majority of the ones that you apply to, we're going to do something that's very, very simple. So firstly, for the jobs that don't have context, since that's like the 80% of the ones that you're going to be sending, the script of the video is going to be you on camera saying something like this. Hey, hope you're doing well. there's not enough context in this job post for me to give you a full audit, which I really want to do. I really want to show you how I can help you with your project. So if you could send me your website or social media links, then I can definitely do something like that for you and I can help you. By the way, where are you from? I see on your profile it says, the UK, right? Now that last part, right, where I'm saying, hey, I can see you from the UK, that's just to add a little bit extra personalization. And at this point, we're going to be screen recording over their job post, and you're going to be in the corner on Loom, like in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, so again, you're going to say, hey, hope you're doing well. My name is Ryan, or your name, obviously. And then you're going to say, look, I really want to help you with this job, but there isn't enough context here for me to give you like an audit or more information. So if you wouldn't mind sending that to me, then I can basically do that for you and give you more context and help you, and then a little bit of personalization at the end, right? And the reason that we do this is a couple reasons. Number one, we just want to get them to respond, because a lot of people don't know this. When people message you back on Upwork, you get those connects back. So the money that you spend on Upwork to message clients, you actually get that back when they message you back. So a lot of the time, in terms of capital preservation and saving money on Upwork while also trying to land clients, we just want them to get us to message back, right? And it's an easy thing for them to do. They're just sending the link to their website or something like that, right? And then you can actually do them a full audit. Now, the full audit is actually the second type of video, the videos or the jobs that have context, right? So I'll get into that now as to how you can do an audit. And I'll even show you an example of one that I sent to somebody and I closed them for $4,000 per month on Upwork. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link for that video of me closing that person for $4,000 per month in the description below. Just a Loom video, right? It's not behind any paywall or anything, so you can just go and watch it. But basically, I did a full audit on their website. I broke down their website speed. I broke down their ads. I broke down their competitors. And I gave them this like beefy audit, right? And nobody's doing this. Like nobody, realistically speaking, is putting this much personalization into their videos and into their proposals to clients, and it just massively stands out. But even if we do an amazing video, we still need to stand out in terms of how we package the messaging on Upwork. So that's what we're going to get into now. So look, now we know how to make these great looms. We know how to make them for ones that have context, the ones that don't have context, and we know what to say. But how can we optimize this so that we can stand out even more in comparison to the other people that may be sending looms, or just in general, how can we make it stand out so it looks even more professional? So I'm going to break it down into a few simple steps, but basically the first one is personalizing the link and the title. So Loom will allow you to change the title before you send it on Upwork. Just change the title. So you can say, for example, you find their name, you can put the name as the first word in the title. That's going to stand out to them. But let's say they're in the real estate niche, we're going to put the words in the link of the title of the Loom video, right? It's going to come across much better. And then also we can use tools like Rebrandly to actually change the actual way the link looks. So instead of it coming up as www.loom.com/ a bunch of letters, we can actually make it come like ryanramshaw.com/ Upwork proposal, right? That looks way more professional, and they can see my name is Ryan Ramshaw. This person's obviously taking this seriously, right? So we can change the title, and we can also change the link address and how the URL actually looks. The second thing is, how do we actually send the Loom with the rest of the copy, like the rest of the meat of the proposal? So what's funny is I've seen a lot of people make really good Loom videos, and I actually recently had somebody apply to one of my jobs with a Loom video, but they put a massive amount of messages that was like ChatGPT before then, like a bunch of paragraphs. So I never even noticed originally that there was a Loom video in there. So what we want to do is we just want to say, hey, client name, if we know the client's name, or just hey, if we don't know their name. I made you a personalized proposal. A personalized Loom video actually is better. Check it out. And then just put the link underneath. And then after that, say something like, hey, looking forward to hearing back from you. And then underneath that, put p.s and then say something personalized. Oh, where are you from, by the way? Oh, are you let's say they say they're from the UK. Oh, are you from Leicester? I'm from Leicester, Say something personalized so that it shows some personalization, right? Instead of just putting a bunch of messages and a bunch of words around it that kind of hide the fact, because the main meat and potatoes of the proposal is the loom. So don't lose that by just putting a bunch of ChatGPT around it. It's one of the biggest mistakes that I see with loom videos. So just make sure not to do that. And the third thing is tracking and frequency. Now, the best part is anytime somebody watches your loom, you should get an email from Loom that says that somebody has watched it. So you should be tracking that. And Loom also has a dashboard that you can use to basically track all of the views that you're getting on your looms. And now in terms of frequency, I would urge you to send 10 of these a day to different jobs on Upwork. That's what works well for me. That's what works well for my students. And just in general, that's just like kind of the industry standard. It just works best. If you want to do less, you can do 5. And I would urge you to do a few practice ones before you start sending out 10 every single day, because ultimately, you know, you're gonna probably make some mistakes in the beginning, so you don't want to rush it. So look, if you're watching this video, you should now have full context on how to do these loom videos, the different types, and also kind of the nitty-gritty things to do after to make it even more personalized. Okay guys, so it's day 5. We've started sending out some proposals. We may have even started getting some messages back. We have a great profile. Now at this point, I want to show you how to actually close the clients. And to do this, number one, I'm actually going to show you, I'm not actually going to put this videos on here because these are too long, right? Because they're like 30 minutes each. I want to show you like live recordings of me actually closing clients on Upwork. Contextually, what you'll notice is that clients on Upwork are really easy to close because they're the ones asking for help. Have you ever like cold called a business or emailed a business and tried to sell them a service? If they don't want it, then they don't want it, right? Whereas on Upwork, they're the ones actually asking for help. So it's really easy to close them. You have to remember, there's millions and millions of freelancers in the world, but there's only a few good freelancers and there's unlimited clients. I mean, at this time in 2025, there's over 500,000 plus clients that have spent over $5,000 this year on Upwork. Unlimited potential clients, right? Not to mention all the ones that have spent less than $5,000. So closing on Upwork's really easy. All you need to do is show up, little bit of rapport, and say, hey, so tell me a little bit more about the project. Let them explain to you what the project is. And then from there, you can listen and say, look, I can do that. And I can do it by doing this, this, and this. And you might be thinking, well, I don't know how to do the skill. Neither did I. My first client was for $180. Full transparency, not ashamed to say this. I had no idea what social media management was. And to be honest, I had no idea what she was even talking about. However, as soon as I got her for the $180, which is a very small amount of money, and I expect you guys to make more money than that, right? That's what I did as a complete beginner with no mentor, no videos like this. This didn't even exist, right? I literally went on Google immediately after and was like, what is social media management? What is Canva? So you can do this, right? All you need to do is simply show up for the call, a little bit of rapport. So tell me a bit more about the project. Say that word for word. They're going to explain to you what they want. And you need to just say, well, look, I can definitely do that. I can do this. And from there, you can get paid. Clients on Upwork just want you to take problems off their hands. If you've watched my video about the DNA of Upwork, you'll understand that most clients on Upwork are busy business owners. So realistically speaking, all we need to do is just make it easy for them to hire us, right? We just don't need to be a headache. It's like dating. It's like you can be the perfect individual or you can just not be a complete weirdo and that'll do 99% of the work, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to go and watch these full length call recordings of watching me basically close, a few different customers. And this will give you like context on like how I do it. And everything I just said here is exactly how I do it in these videos. So go check those out. I'll link them somewhere on the screen. And then what I'll do is I'll see you in day 6. And hopefully by day 6, you will have closed your first client. So, or at least made some progress. Of course, guys, if you're watching this, you may even be watching this, the whole video in one sitting, and that's okay too. Eventually, I want you to actually start executing on this stuff. So I would urge you to, before you even go any steps further, go back, make the profile, do the research, start sending some proposals, start getting some meetings, right? And then we can worry about service delivery. Because sometimes people will message me and they'll be like, but what about accounting? And I'm like, you don't even have any clients yet. We need to compartmentalize and execute each day on specific tasks. And if we do that, we'll make massive progress. But anyway, I'll see you in day 6. Okay, so we're in day 6, and now we actually need to start executing on some of the work that we've closed. We've maybe even got a few clients, but we need to actually do the service delivery. And this is by far the most daunting part about running a business, because you're like, okay, great, I got people to pay me. That was the hard part. But now a new problem presents itself. It's like, well, how do I even do the work? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Maybe you sold them on something you don't even know what you're talking about for. Guess what? I've been there. Me too. I've done this before. I had my first client, I had no context on what I was doing. Every single thing that you need to make money online and to do the service delivery is on YouTube, just like this YouTube video is. In terms of you delivering on the service, if you already have a skill, like you're already a developer or you're already like an accountant, then just execute. You already know how to do this. But if you're a beginner and you don't actually know how to do the service delivery, then what I would urge you to do is find every YouTube video that is related to your subject and your skill and just go through it. For example, when I wanted to learn video editing, I literally just watched a bunch of YouTube videos on video editing. You don't need to do paid courses. It's not really necessary. Every single thing that you could possibly be selling as a service on Upwork is probably on YouTube and probably has a course associated with it. I should probably preface this by saying this is just part of the world that you're in. If you want to make money online, you have to provide value. Like if I want to make money, I got to make YouTube videos and provide value to you guys, right? If I want to start a business, I have to provide value to somebody, because that's the only way people part ways with their money, in exchange for value, right? So with that in mind, learning the service delivery is part of the journey. You can't have the yin without the yang, right? You can't just close clients and do nothing for them, okay? Imagine if people paid me to teach them one-on-one and then I just didn't do anything. That would be ridiculous. It wouldn't work. I would have a terrible reputation. So you need to provide value. So I would go and watch every single course that you can on your specific skill. And I tell you to do this now instead of in the beginning, because I just find that like people tend to overthink everything. They're like, I need to be an expert first, when it's like, you don't. Like, let's just get some clients first before we even start worrying about the service delivery. Because you can always just refund them. If you're just terrible, you can just refund them, you know? It's no harm to the client. I should also preface this as well. And I'm going to skip straight to this part here, which is giving yourself some grace. You're a beginner. You're probably going to make some mistakes, and that's completely normal and that's completely rational. I made a bunch of mistakes. Almost every student I ever work with who gets their first client ends up making a bunch of mistakes. It's normal. You're nervous, but with time, you'll get better. Now, with time, what I would urge you to do is give them like a really good onboarding. So you can collect like all the information that you need off them up front in a Google form. This will just make things really efficient. And this will work for any skill. So for video editing, you can collect their Google Drive, you know, some context on their business and what type of videos they want. For social media management, it could be access to all the social medias, whatever, right? You just want to try and collect everything all up front. The second thing is I want you to set good expectations. I want you to undersell and over deliver. So I want you to basically set a time, like let's say, for example, you think it would take you 3 days, say 5 days, and then give it to them in 3 days. That way, because if you said, hey, this is going to take me 5 days, and it actually ends up taking you 5 days, then you've met their expectation. But if you do it in 3 days, they're like, wow, this guy's working really quickly, right? But that only happens by setting good expectations, okay? Definitely do that. And then on top of that, I just want you to get started, okay? Like just try and move as quickly as possible with this process, right? Don't overthink it too much. Just try. And if you make a mistake, that's okay, and that's completely normal, okay? Service delivery is like one of those things where like I could sit here and explain to you the intricacies for every single specific skill, but until you get in there, realistically speaking, you're going to just make a bunch of mistakes. That's just part of running a business. It's like setting up the studio. It's like, it took me 3 days to figure out how to get this studio set up properly. I'm not an expert. I had to bring some people in. I had to make some mistakes. It just is what it is, okay? So don't overthink the service delivery. That's just part of the game that we're in. You will get better with time. And with that, we can move on to day 7, where we start to try and scale. Let's try and get some more clients, right? So I'll see you in day 7. Okay, so we're at day 7. If you have actually been executing on this so far, you're literally in like the top 1% of people that actually take action and start building some momentum to change their life. And honestly, I have to congratulate you if you've even ended up at this point in the video, because most people don't. I see all my analytics. For however long this video is, people might not even watch 10 minutes of it, right? Which is crazy. But for the people that do, they end up making a big change in their life. And I'm proud of you if you've made it to this part of the video. But now we may have even landed our first client. We've made some great progress, and that's okay too. But how do we scale? How do we go from, okay, great, we got our first client, but how do we quit our 9-to-5 job? How do we start making more money online? How do we grow and scale? How do we do that? Let me explain. First and foremost, the clear milestone is to get to $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month is like your entry-level prize into freelancing and making money online, okay? The next goal from there is 3,000, then 5,000, and then we're gonna try and work our way up to $10,000 per month. That's a bigger goal, but it is really just about more clients, more momentum, more proposals, more service delivery. The main second milestone, I would say, in my opinion, is quitting your 9-to-5 job. So if you currently have a 9-to-5 job or you're doing, some other form of work, quitting that and going all in on Upwork is going to be one of the best decisions you'll ever make. And a really easy roadmap on how to do this is just simply get a 6-month emergency fund. So if you are spending $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month, $10,000 a month like I am here in Thailand, even though it's supposed to be a cheap country to live in, right? Basically, get a 6-month emergency fund. And what I would urge you to do is once you've got that, just quit your 9-to-5 job. You're going to get so much time back. And from there, you can deploy all of that energy into your Upwork account. And I know for me, at least, when I quit my 9-to-5 job at Holland & Barrett, this is where I saw massive scale. I was kind of hovering at around 3 to 4K per month. As soon as I quit my 9-to-5 job and went double down on Upwork, that's when I started getting to $10,000, $15,000 per month and so on. And the third milestone is to get to 10K per month, because after reviewing, and I've done this, with a questionnaire for probably over 100 people in the last month or two. Every single person's goal that I always talk to seems to be 10K per month. So let's just set that as the goal. And 10K per month, it's not even that much money, but it definitely will change your life. A couple other things to keep in mind. Once you've got past $3,000 per month, I would urge you to automate the process if you send in proposals, because at this point, you probably already have a good proposal system if you're at 3K per month. So just get somebody to start sending the proposals on your behalf, double down on the service delivery, and make sure that the clients that you have are happy, because it's easier for you to continue working with a client or get a current client to pay you more money than it is to land a new client, basically. Once you've automated your proposals, I would also urge you to get some subcontractors in. So get somebody to help you with the service delivery. So if you're doing social media management, get a little mini social media manager to help you with that and try and keep it cheap. Try not to spend more than 30% of your revenue on these subcontractors if possible. And then from there, just start raising your rates. Don't be afraid to try and ask for more. If a client comes to the call, just ask them what their budget is. And if you usually charge $500, just say $600. You can always negotiate down. It doesn't really matter, right? At a certain point, $3,000 a month onwards, you might as well just start trying to ask for a bit more and see what happens. That's what I did. And there's been many times where I've said, well, what's your budget? And they said a crazy number like $3,000 a month. And I was going to pitch them at like 400. Just go for it, get creative. But to be honest, that's all that this business is. It's just rinse and repeating. You just got to land clients, keep getting paid, keep them happy, get more clients, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And if you do that, you'll get to 10K per month. You'll get to $15,000 a month. You can get to $50,000 a month. People are making millions of dollars on Upwork. If you're watching this and you've just watched the whole video, you've made some, effort, you've actually maybe landed your first client, maybe you've just made some good progress, but you want more one-to-one help, and you want me to basically come in and just help you basically do this for you and guide you and guarantee your results and make sure that you do land multiple paying clients as part of the mentorship, then I would urge you, click the link in the description below and book in a call with me. Potentially, we could work together. I can only work with 4 people a month because I work really closely with them, but in the same breath, I think that by doing that, you'll get a lot of value, and I might even be able to speed up your journey much quicker. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next video.